Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Joe Palmer begins now.
Well, residents in Zeehan have been left devastated after a blaze destroyed the town's only takeaway shop this morning. The Tasmania Fire Service says it was caused by a faulty cooking vat, with exclusive vision showing how the situation unfolded.
As flames rip through the crib hut, this panicked resident is helping out the fire crews, blinded by billowing smoke. But the shop was the last thing on the owner's mind, who was inside during the terrifying ordeal.
I just thought, get the wife and myself out of there. It was just, everything was happening so quick.
And now the future appears hazy for the distraught family.
I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I employ my daughter and her fiancé. I've got a couple of other employees, so they got no work, I've got no work, and we've got no shop. So yeah, devastating.
The blaze took around 2 hours to extinguish, with investigators blaming a faulty oil cooking vat for the inferno. Those inside managed to escape uninjured, and firefighters say it shows the importance of an effective evacuation plan.
Pretty lucky. It could have been worse. If you can't get out and you get trapped, well, that's lives lost, and we don't want to see that.
The West Coast Mayor was among those who rushed to the scene.
I was on my way to the transfer station with some rubbish and noticed flames coming out the top of the roof, and immediately pulled up with a couple of other blokes, and we made sure that Ross, the owner, and his daughter were pretty well out of it.
Residents say this was the only takeaway shop in the small town, serving locals and tourists stopping through for the past 12 years.
I walked past at 6:15 this morning, and there were 10 or a dozen people in there getting their breakfast. So it'll be missed sadly.
The damage bill is estimated to be $500,000. Ruby Kamane, 7 Tasmania News.
2 men are in custody after an alleged armed robbery in Launceston involving firearms. Today, one of the accused faced court, where he pleaded not guilty to a string of offences. Reporter Sean McComish has more.
Detectives have seized 3 illegal firearms, including a rifle, after an alleged armed robbery at Invermay on Sunday night. Police accused 2 men of threatening and striking a 50-year-old man in the head at an Eddington Crescent home before allegedly stealing a chainsaw and a sum of cash. It's believed one of the accused had a pistol. Police later charged a 36-year-old Mayfield man with aggravated armed robbery and firearms offences. Yesterday, detectives pounced on another home at Killafatty Road in St Leonards, arresting 34-year-old Daniel Delphine. Firearms, ammunition, a large amount of cannabis and stolen property were all recovered. Today, Mr Delphine told the Launceston Magistrates Court he strongly denied all the allegations. He's pleaded not guilty to aggravated armed robbery, trafficking cannabis and other charges. Both men were remanded to face a Launceston Supreme Court in September. Sean McComish, 7 Tasmania News.
The Tasmanian government's bold plan to deliver 900 new homes by the end of this month has come under scrutiny. As the state's housing crisis enters another winter, the minister overseeing the portfolio was grilled on when adequate shelter will be available.
This is reality for many facing another cold winter without shelter. Today, inside Parliament, the Housing Minister was grilled on whether he'll deliver his ambitious affordable housing rollout, previously promising to increase supply by 900 new homes by June this year.
You did not promise to deliver lots of land. You did not include in that target refurbishments or renovations of existing housing properties. You promised to build 900 new homes.
But his language has changed as the deadline looms.
In some cases it's houses, some cases it's supported accommodation, homeless shelters, in some cases it's land.
A lack of action has seen industry stakeholders back the local council in calling for immediate short-term solutions.
Whether or not that's modular accommodation or occupying places like City Hall, I think something has to be done, because in a place like Tasmania and Australia, we should have people, with everyone to have the right to have a roof over their head.
Back inside, attention turned to Roger Yench's Human Services portfolio, forced to answer questions about the practice of strip searching children at the Ashley Youth Detention Centre.
From the 1st of July 2018 to the 31st of March, a total of 204 searches were undertaken.
No contraband was found, but the protocol remains in place. Attorney General Elise Archer will face her hearing tomorrow. Michelle Wisby, 7 Tasmania News.
Brisbane Prison will soon become the state's newest TasTAFE campus, with teaching to begin as early as next month. Vocational programs on offer will include literacy and numeracy assessments and an emphasis on life skills. The new campus will build on a successful program already in place at the prison, which has trained more than half the facility's population over the last 3 years. The hype is building ahead of the annual Relive the Rivalry football match in Hobart, with organisers hoping a string of big names will join some familiar faces.
Matty Armstrong's playing for the first time, Michael Martin, the next Hobart boy that went to the Bulldogs in Brisbane, and also Darren Creswell for the first time, obviously a Sydney Swans Team of the Century player and Tassie Team of the Century player.
Organisers also looking for a crowd of at least 5,000, with all money raised on the day going to charity.
Money raised is going to Gimme 5 for Kids, which is obviously supporting the children's ward at the Royal Hobart Hospital, which we think is fantastic.
Relive the Rivalry kicks off on Friday, October 11 at North Hobart Oval. A new $5 million entertainment precinct is opening tonight in the heart of Hobart, taking over an entire city block. This is in the Hanging Garden, open to coincide with the start of the Dark Mofo Winter Festival. But the venture, which includes outdoor dining, markets and music, will become a more permanent feature of Murray Street in the CBD and is set to operate 7 days a week all year round. The full lineup of Dark Mofo activities officially kicks off tomorrow. Despite the nation's GDP growing at a snail's pace, Tasmania's economy is bucking the trend. The state's annual growth has risen to 5.2%, making it the strongest in the nation. It's been underpinned by household consumption and private investment. Meanwhile, national GDP has grown by just 1.7% over the past year.
The state's NBL 1 sides will enjoy a much-needed weekend off following a string of disappointing recent results, and the Tawns and Huskies are vowing to come out firing in the second half of the season and treat every match as a must-win from here on out. Lingering towards the bottom of the ladder with just 3 wins from 12 matches, it's been a tough old slog for the Tawns, but coach Derek Washington is refusing to talk doom and gloom, instead taking solace from last weekend's 14-point loss to the Super Cats.
They played solid, came out, competed all 4 quarters. Geelong was the best team in the league, so we kind of expected it to be a tough game for us.
The task made even tougher due to the absence of the Tawns' top scorer, Brittany Hodges, who's on track to make her return from injury in time for the Tasmanian derby against the Hobart Huskies at Elephant Stadium, with Washington urging Tawns fans to keep the faith by turning out in force on July 15.
Be more offensively and defensively in tune moving forward, but we're looking forward to playing Hobart. It's going to be a really good game.
Despite some negative results on the court, there's some positive news for the Huskies men's side off it, with star player BJ Radcliffe's injury prognosis not as grim as first thought, expected to return for the side's next clash up against the Northwest Thunder in Ulverston. And the July 15 match is expected to be fierce, with both sides needing to win almost every match in the back half of the season to keep their playoff hopes alive.
If we can put it all together, we can be competitive, but, you know, that's the nature of us at the moment is consistency, and we've just got to be able to find that.
And the Canterbury Hockey Club is on track to reaching its first Premier League final series in almost a decade, with the side currently sitting in 3rd spot on the competition ladder at the midway point of the season. But star player Sam McCulloch says the club isn't getting ahead of itself just yet.
It's still early. I mean, there's not many points that separate the competition at the moment, so we just got to keep working to what we're trying to build and just focus on that, really.
And while the rest of his teammates enjoy the mid-season break, McCulloch will be testing himself against the best young players in the world after earning selection in the Australian under-21 side to compete at the 8 Nations tournament in Spain.
A lot of hard work went into it, so yeah, see how I match up against everyone else that at my age at the international level.
The Premier League season resumes on July 15.
Good evening. A frosty start for some as the mercury dropped overnight. The lowest, -4 at Ross. Hobart and Launceston reached 12 degrees, Burnie 13 and Devonport 14, while the top today was 15 at St Helens. A few showers over the west with Strathgordon scoring 3 millimetres, lighter falls at Strawn and Zeehan. Friendly Beaches 14 today, Low Head and the Islands 13, Grove 12, Ouse and Strawn 11. There is an extensive area of low and middle level cloud pushing over the state today. That's linked to a broad front over the Tasman Sea. Now that same cold air produced thunderstorms over the New South Wales coast. Within that cloud over the southeastern Australia, lower cloud is trapped under the high over the Bight. Some high cloud is streaming over the far north of the continent. Tomorrow, a low moves from our south to be east over the Tasman Sea. A cold front approaches Western Australia. The large high continues its obvious presence. West to southwest winds again at 20 to 30 knots tomorrow and up to 35 knots early over the southeast. Winds tending more westerly in the afternoon with swells to 5 metres. A gale warning from Wineglass Bay to South East Cape. We have a strong wind warning for all remaining coastal waters and a small craft wind alert for the lakes. To the forecast, early shower or two for Hobart, 10 overnight, 15 the top, 14 for Cygnet, early showers, same for New Norfolk with 15 the maximum. Launceston, partly cloudy, top of 16 degrees, 16 also for Devonport, some cloud over Campbelltown and 14 the maximum. Burnie, partly cloudy and 15, maybe a shower for Strawn, 13 the maximum, 14 for Smithton, an early shower moving on, 17 for St Helens and Swansea, partly cloudy in the east, Fingal 16 degrees. On Friday, find apart from the light shower over the west and far south, areas of frost on Saturday and a light shower over the west and possibly the north, showers over the west and north on Sunday, winds tending more northerly. Late rain and 21 in Perth tomorrow, partly cloudy and 15 in Adelaide, a possible shower in Melbourne, a -3 start for Canberra, sunny for Sydney and Brisbane. 11 degrees right now in Hobart, a bit of cloud about, 10 degrees in Launceston, cloudy in Devonport and 12. Joe, there was an email today about wearing blue this evening. You completely ignored that. I know what you're trying to do. It's not going to work. I'm not getting angry.
Oh, I just love to taunt you. All right, thank you very much, Murph. That's all from the team for tonight. Thanks for your company. I'll see you a bit later. Bye-bye.